Hey guys, Greg with planetgreenzen.com here. And for those of you who've never been here before, thank you for joining. What we're going to discuss today are 7 takeaways from the book Think and Grow Rich. So what I like to do on this channel is actually just inspire people in 5 main areas of life, which are mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and socially. And I do believe that if we all have a balanced balance of energy in all those areas, we can live a great life and be able to heal the world and end poverty and hunger, and everyone just be able to live together in peace and not worry about skin color, race, religion, any of that stuff. So again, I just love to help inspire people to do more than just live a mundane hamster wheel life, because we were all taught, at least 95% of us were taught to live one way. So I do believe if other people give back and inspire others who have not waken up yet or unplugged from the matrix, again, it will just help out. So again, these are these are 7 takeaways from the book Think and Grow Rich. And again, these are more of a sort of interpretation on my end. I didn't jot this down verbatim from the book. These are just some sort of, I guess you could say just interpretation. So here we go. First point I should say is regarding regarding 7 takeaways is when most people don't get what they want, they typically tend to go through life kicking and screaming and complaining. Some of you guys can relate to that. While very select few actually will figure out a way to get what they want and achieve it. So the select few don't let their circumstances get in their way of achieving greatness, and they don't let it hold them back. While the majority actually blames life circumstances on others and situations, and the reason why they can't be successful or they can't achieve their goals is due to other people, instead of just figuring out how to achieve it. And that leads to them expecting hands out from other people, from friends, from family, from the government. And then again, guys, you don't want to rely on a government to give you what you want, to give you money. You got to create your own path. I truly believe that. And so there's a saying that it's not your fault that if you started off in a, say, bad situation or a poor environment, but if you die in that environment, that is your fault. If you stay there, that's your fault. And it may be a little harsh for some people to take in, because, I started off in that environment as well, but getting myself out is up to me, and it was up to me, and it is up to me. And where I am today is because of the actions I took and the mindset that I had. So again, guys, keep that in mind. It's very powerful. All right. Tip number 2. The people you are looking for are also looking for you. That may not make sense to you guys, but whether you're trying to build a business or connect with friends or just get some ideas off each other, get a mastermind group, the people you are looking for, build a business, the people you are looking for are also looking for you. So don't waste your time being exhausting trying to just desperately find people. The right people will come to you when needed. Alrighty, guys. Tip number 3. We all have a mental prison that we are actually conditioned with since we were young, or just coming out of the womb, I should say, that some people don't even realize they are. And I love the way Bob Proctor puts it. He said, how are you able to get out of a prison that you do not know that you're in? Again, think about that, guys. How would you be able to get yourself out of prison if you don't know you're in a prison? Typically, a lot of us are conditioned to be in this, 1-by-1 box, this prison, to where the door is wide open and we could just walk out of it. But we've been conditioned so much to not even look at the door. We're oblivious to it. And it's that easy to just get out of the mental prison. So again, that's powerful, guys. Keep that in mind. The door is wide open. Walk out of it. Alrighty. So the next tip is, I believe, from chapter 5 of Think and Grow Rich. Again, just more of my interpretation. So again, guys, refusing to compromise with life by accepting and keeping a job that you don't want. Some people just give up on life. What they do is they say, hey, I have my dreams and aspirations. That's the big of a blimp, big of the world. But then when they start working, they typically give up on dreams and hopes and actually fit their life inside of their paycheck. Say, well, this is all I can afford, so this is what life is, versus saying, well, how can I create a bigger income so I can actually do everything I want to accomplish in life? So again, most people fit their dreams and goals snug and tight inside of their paycheck versus figuring out how can I grow them and actually go beyond that. So that's very powerful, guys. We either will rise to positions or remain at the bottom because of conditions we can control if we desire to. Most people believe that you need to go to college, get a 4-year degree to be considered educated and smart. But like the example with Henry Ford, he got put on trial because people thought he was ignorant. But he pretty much proved them wrong by stating that he doesn't have to know everything. He has a mastermind group of people with specialized talents that he can actually summon with the push of a button to get the information that he needs. So again, guys, I want to kind of touch on that. So you don't have to know everything in the world to be successful. You can there's other people that specialize in areas you don't know, that, you know, they're better to, you know, they have more experience than you in something. So why not leverage them or use them to help you out? Everybody, again, you need a networking team of whatever type of business you have to actually help you grow. So just keep that in mind, guys. And the knowledge will not attract money alone. It takes plans and a definite purpose to accumulate money. The knowledge has to be organized and intelligently directed. A lot of people stop learning once they get out of school. I think that's if we continually learn for our entire lives and never stop, we will grow and be successful. People don't finish what they started. Most people have the lack of ambition. Alrighty, guys, the next bullet, which is, this is 5, bullet point number 5. Got a question for everyone listening in today. Have you guys ever heard of the word duplication? Some of you guys may not. So you want to research that. And I'm not meaning necessarily, you know, math problem where 2 + 2 = 4, but most people are not taught how to create wealth for themselves using duplication. We're used to be duplicated through, and I'll prove this to you. Here's an example. The average person's typical day is what? Going to work, coming home from work, turn on the escape box, aka the TV, distract your mind, you know, a tablet, phone, whatever you use, and that stops you from being productive. People do the exact same routine they saw their parents do or their grandparents do, and even says the same words like, I'm tired and frustrated, I'm broke. We will never be able to accomplish our dreams. We can never afford a vacation, and our goals, we need to just give up on those and live in reality. We need to go to work and pay bills because we don't have the money to do so. But at the same time, watching other people create lives for themselves, watching other people create wealth, watching other people become a free family and free couples, and instead of sitting on the couch, again, guys, we're used to being duplicated through. Hopefully you guys understand, to where you go to work for somebody else, make that person rich so that person can actually live the life of their dreams, be able to sleep in and make money while they sleep, while you're kind of slaving away in a prison box at a job, standard job, just to make somebody else rich. But when you learn to actually leverage and duplicate your efforts, then that's how you actually can create wealth. So again, I'm not going to touch on that too much, maybe too much for some minds to actually handle right now. But again, just educate yourself, guys. You'll understand what that means. And then think about it, guys. Some people just actually stare in the void of space, not even thinking about anything for 5 to 10 hours, doing nothing, collecting dust, not doing anything but just exchanging life, and just repeats for 40 years at a time. You know, I mean, for 40 years, and then it's too late to try and do anything. But that's how the person wants to live and go about their life, because they want to stay comfortable. They don't want to do anything or take risk or grow. They just want to stay stagnant. And that's not, I mean, if that's what people want to, some people love that, and that's fine. But again, for people who want to grow and actually become more, that's not how you do it. You know, if you stay stagnant, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you come home every day, turn on the distraction box, scroll through social media all day, Instagram, all that stuff, and not do anything productive or educate yourself and learn, you would never have different results. You can complain like, oh, I need more money, or I'm tired of being in debt, but you're not doing anything. Again, insanity, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So you can watch TV every day, expect to have more money in your account, expect to get out of debt, but you're not doing anything to actually get you that life. So just keep that in mind, guys. Alrighty. So the sixth tip, guys, is just remember this. If we all go along with the crowd, then we will end up wishing that we did more in life and continue to complain and stay frustrated, just like most people do. Never lose our own individuality. It's the only life we get, at least to the best of our knowledge. So again, if you want the results that most people won't have, you have to do things that most people will not do. Again, you got to think about it, guys. Successful people do the opposite of what society tells us to do. If they say jump, they duck. If they, they walk, successful people run. So again, another phrase that most people say is that, I have to support myself. I got to live so I can work. I got to live to work. I'm making a living. You guys ever heard that before? I got to go make a living. Got to go work. Where if you flip that around, is where you work so you can live. Hopefully that makes sense. So most people live to just work. So they live to just punch it to a clock for 40 years of their lives, living off 40% of their salaries for 40 hours a day. And that's it. Versus when you look at it the other way around, you after you get out of that, because yeah, we all, need jobs to pay our bills. I get that in the beginning, at least. But when you're finished with that, you invest in yourself when you work after work. So then you can live. So instead of live to just work, you have to work so you can live. So instead of going to parties, going to happy hour drinking, eating out every day, fast food, spending all this extra money on stuff you don't need, spend the time working on yourself, reading books, developing yourself, so then you can live and enjoy life. Alrighty, guys, the last tip, number 7, is our self-image is like a pumpkin. If you put a pumpkin inside of a glass jar, it will form and shape to that jar. And no more. So it'll form shape to the jar and just stays there, which means it limits itself to the shape and type of the jar it's inside of. So a lot of our self-images are held by captive by the shape and type of the jar that we allow it to form to. So if we kind of stay, like I said before, we stay in that mental prison that's holding us back, and we can't grow and evolve to being more. You will just stay in that prison box, and that's it. So again, that's something to think about, guys. If you crack open a jar and just let the pumpkin grow freely, it will become 3-4 times the size and actually grow to its full potential. So hopefully this was somewhat helpful to some of you guys listening. So again, if you guys like these messages, please subscribe, share, like. Also comment below and let me know what you're doing currently to actually have a better life. So again, this is Greg with planetgreenzen.com. Please again, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and have a good day.